Hello and welcome to The Lab, a Minecraft podcast where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. I am MinerThoughts, and with me is my co-host, my brother from down under, The1Troj.
Hello, Mr. MinerThoughts. Hello, listeners. How are we all doing? Can you believe we are now officially in December?
Well, you are. I'm still 1 hour away from it, Mr. Future.
I mean, at time of release.
Oh,
When people are listening to this. Oh, yes, but no, yes, you're right. Technically, you are still in November. I'm in a whole different month. But for all intents and purposes, it's December, Miner.
yes, it's December and it's getting real cold here.
He says as I'm sitting here in t-shirt and thongs thinking maybe I should be turning the fan on.
Lucky you.
But I just can't believe how fast the year has gone. Like, in terms of the podcast, we're at towards the end now. The homeward run of our third season is almost coming to an end. And I just can't believe where the year's gone.
I know it. I was thinking about that just the other day. Is like it has been a blur, an absolute blur of a year, and I'm left wondering where has the time gone and what have I gotten accomplished.
Yeah, I know. And, I take a look back at what we've done on the interim server in the last 12 months, what we've done with the podcast in the last 12 months, where Minecraft has come over the last 12 months. It's just, it seems like such a short time, but when you actually think back on it all, so much has happened. So much has transpired. And, yeah, maybe we should just have a bit of a look back at some of these things. And actually, what we should probably do is start with something that's really new that's about to drop, like tomorrow at time of recording. The winter drop is
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
The winter drop has got a name. We know what the winter drop is, and it's still a drop. It's not an update.
And
We know what it is. I know what
Cool.
it is.
What's it called?
It is the Garden Awakens.
The Garden Awakens. How very thrilling.
It still feels like it should have been a Halloween drop. It still kind of has a spooky feel to even the name. But, I mean, it's the winter drop with the new name. It's the Garden Awakens.
It actually makes me wonder. We're going to enter into conspiracy theory land here. But I actually wonder if they were intending for it to be a Halloween drop, but listening to feedback, did they turn around and go, we need to pat this out a little bit more? And then it got internally delayed until they could add some more to it based on feedback from the community.
No, that's quite possible because, at first reveal, all we had was the creaking mob and the biome with, a couple of different blocks at the new wood type, of course. A wood, and people were like, oh, okay. And then others were like, man, this is all. So there was feedback, constructive feedback. People were saying it needs just a little bit more foliage or something. So they added the eye blossoms. And then the other constructive feedback was we really don't get anything from the creaking. You can't kill it unless you get rid of that creaking heart, but you really get nothing. So they gave us the resin and all the resin block variants, and it's just another one of those things that you can farm. So they kind of bulked it up just a little bit more to make it feel a little bit more substantial. So, I mean, I'm happy with it. I don't know about others, but I'm pleased.
I got no complaints with it. I think in terms of a drop, I think it's pretty well balanced. As you said, it's got a little bit for everybody in there. It's got stuff for the redstone with the way the heart works and the creaking itself. It's got a bit of stuff for the builders with 2 new blocks. It adds something for the adventurers because you've got this new biome and this new way that it operates. And you got something for the terraformers, I guess, in a way, because you got new flowers to use. So yeah, I don't see there's a big problem with it. I see there's still people complaining, but I think I think that Mojang could come out and say, here's Minecraft 2, taking everything that you guys have ever wanted and now putting it all together in a new game. Here it is, everything. And people would still complain. I just think that's the
Oh, yeah.
nature of A, society, and B, the Minecraft community. You're going to have that segment that's going to complain. Well, I think they've done well. And, it's not confirmed. It's only a Troj conspiracy theory that, it was delayed. But I think you're right. If you look at the overall theme of what was originally announced, it was definitely a spooky theme. And I think it was due to come out around Halloween. They listened to the feedback, internally delayed it without announcing it, and then beefed it up and put it out. And I think that might actually be a good sign that the way they've changed doing things is working. Because if they, as in the past, have said this is going to release at this point, and then, oh no, we're going to delay it now till December, can you imagine the uproar that would be through the community?
There's always going to be some kind of uproar, complaints, what have you. Yeah, this new development cycle is, I like it. It's, you get almost feature complete type of things to experiment. And then before the actual release, they tweak the different things. And then there's a few surprises along the way, like we got with the resin and the eye blossoms. So,
the only thing I don't like with the development cycle now is, as a server operator, is how do you balance the update of your server? Because you've got to sit there and you've got to wait, obviously, for all the mods that you use to catch up. And you've got to make sure that it's not practical to update a server every single release. And particularly if they're now doing smaller updates more frequently, those updates, the 0.1s, the 0.2s, the 0.3s, come far more frequently. So you got to find, I guess, that fine line. So like when they put out the one with the bundles, in the Interrealms admin chat, I said, do we roll with this right now? Because, do you want me to run another update so we can get the bundles in? Because we do have the data pack for the bundles, but they don't work exactly the same as the final product, that bundles. And we said, no, look, we'll just wait. And we're sitting here looking, okay, this winter drop, the Pale Garden or the Garden Opens or whatever it is a major development to the game. So we're looking at, once it drops, start watching the mods. So probably in the new year, I would guess, or maybe over the Christmas holidays, if the mods have caught up, we'll probably look to update the server. But the question for me is, where's the balance between sustainability of, you got to take some consideration to the lives of your admin team. So where's the balance between getting you guys, the players, all the updates as quick as possible, and also not updating over the top? That's my only one concern as a server operator. As a player, I think more frequent drops, good, but generally, I don't play the update until it's on Interrealms, because Interrealms is the thing I play in terms of Minecraft 90% of the time. So how do you find the balance? That's my only concern. Otherwise, good job.
Right. And I was just going to segue into that is what's next? Typically, around this time of year, December, January, Mojang takes another break. And then into, late January, maybe February, snapshots start up for the latest update. But with the way they're doing the drops, I'm kind of wondering what the next thing is. And I often get ahead of myself and not concentrate on the thing, like the current thing. I start wondering about the next new thing.
I think that's something that we do, though, because we have a podcast. It's like, okay, what am I going to talk about next?
Well, but the thing is with the way these drops are, and it's kind of just a smaller package. And a lot of people, when this got announced, they're like, oh, this is 1.22. No, it's not 1.22. It's 1.21.4. So the next drop may still be within the 1.21 family. But then again, a lot of people were expecting some end features, but we got something again, for Mojang, out of left field. I did not expect a new biome, a new mob. So it kind of makes me wonder how the next drop will go, or if they actually listen to the feedback of things that are on the player's agenda. I know we have our own things that we would like them to update: inventory, the end, different things that people keep pressing Mojang to address. But it seems like, it's like Mojang says, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to give you a biome and a mob out of left field.
But I think in terms of, well, a couple of things to unpack from that. The first one, I think, is that none of us are used to or quite understand how they're doing this numbering. Is it an update or a drop? Well, I don't think we understand that as a community. We don't get that. Now, I can't get my head around it, because normally I should never have lunch before I do the podcast. Um, normally what you're getting here with this drop, the winter drop, would be considered an update, and now it's not. So there's definitely confusion across the community with how they're doing that now. But the second thing to unpack is what it's allowing them to do is to take these little bits of ideas of here and there, these things that are out of left field, one biome, one mob, one block set, and interject it into the game without trying to make it fit into a larger picture. Now, you and I were very critical, well, not very critical, but we were critical of the wild update, going, how is this the wild update? It should have been the deep dark. Like, the name didn't fit really with what it was as a whole. If it had had those extra biome reworks as it initially, yes. So it's probably easier on the developer. I'm speaking here again, it's another Troj conspiracy theory. Maybe that could be a segment for next year. It's probably making it easier for the developers to go, we've got this idea. It doesn't fit into anything, so let's just call it a drop. In terms of the end, which is the final thing to unpack, and we've unpacked this a few times, they're not going to update the end, and they're not going to update the end in bits. They're only, you're never going to see, we're going to add in, I don't think, you're never going to say, we're going to add in this into the end in this drop. I think when they do the end, it'll be a full rework like what they did with the Nether in one big hit.
Right. And I feel the same way that, and at the same time though, I'm hoping in the background they are working on the end. But I think with the way they're doing it now is they want to present things that are almost feature complete and not overpromise, not say we're going to do the end and it's going to have this and that and this, and overpromise and not be able to deliver. So I think with the way these drops are, they want to be able to state what they're going to have and deliver on that.
Yeah. Well, before they do an end update, in terms of a drop, you know what I'd love to see them do in one drop, in a drop? A new nether biome or something new in the nether. Because the nether was updated in 2020. That's over 4 years ago now. And it's had nothing new added to it. But we get new things to the overworld all the time. Can the nether get something new? Now, their theory might be, yes, but, it got a whole big revamp in 2020. Okay, yeah, but you're almost half a decade now into, you're 6 months away from half a decade of nothing new being in the nether. So can we get another drop? Something new?
Right. Okay.
You know what? Actually, sorry, now that I think about it, would not the creaking and that thing really fit the nether more than it fits the overworld?
Okay, but I'm going to put on my, I don't think we've ever done this, but I'm going to put on my argue hat.
Hang on.
I would argue though that as a teaser saying, yes, we are working on the end, as a teaser, put a new biome in the end.
I don't think you can, not with the way the end is currently done.
I think they could, because it's been done in mods. But that's what I'd personally like to see. And it doesn't have to doesn't have to be, huge. Like, it could be like the winter drop. It's maybe a new island, new type of wood, and or food or mob. It doesn't have to be an entire rework. The people have argued that the Pale Garden is a reskin of the Dark Oak Forest, and it is Dark Oak Forest adjacent when it goes for the generation. So I think it's possible that they could do something like that in a drop, and it would it would say again, you would get the complainer saying, well, this is all you're going to do to the end. But it could be a not or a, not really a promise, but a acknowledgement of, yeah, the end needs more and we're working on it.
All right, I'm just going to go reach for my argue hat now. It's never been used. It's full of dust. The
I know we really don't have debates on this, like we really don't have I wouldn't call them arguments, but opposing views.
Yeah. Not between us. We do between our, shall we call our spawn, each of our respective spawn. They disagree with us. Many, many guys. But no, look, you said that, mods have added in biomes to the end. Yes, they have. But they've also reworked the entire end. It's just not just taking the end as it is and going, just going to put a random biome in here. I don't think it works that well, because how do you take a single biome world dimension, which is what the end is, and then go, we're going to put one thing in here? You know how hard it is to find an end city now if you fly the wrong way. Now you got people trying to fly around trying to find a new biome. Personally, I think they're better off just doing the end in one fell swoop, like what they did with the Nether. Because like with the Nether, right, the Nether used to just be the Nether Wastes. That was it. That was all it was forever. And can you imagine if you had that and then they turned around and said, here is a warped forest. You know how hard it would be to find that thing? What I think they could do, if you want a little teaser, is put a different structure in the end. Not necessarily an end city, something else. Because I don't think it would have been too hard. If they were going to, if you look back at how 1.16 was done and they developed the bastions, I don't think it would have been too hard to whack a bastion as a structure into that existing. I think that would work as a drop.
Right.
Don't know about a biome.
Yes.
To structure to me would make more sense. But I'm still in favor of them going, we're not touching it until we do the lot.
Yeah, and I think that at that point, that would be considered not a drop, but a full update.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, 1.22 could be that, but again, we've said it over and over again that we can say what we think it's going to be. We can wish, we can theorize, we can listen to Waddles, what Waddles thinks, but it always ends up being something totally different.
Yeah.
Because it's Mojang.
Yeah. And like, as you said earlier, no one would have guessed in their wildest dreams that we were going to have the creaking and all of this in the game. It was kept all under wraps. There was no leaks about it until the last minute sort of thing. So who knows what they've got planned. To me, it's Minecraft is starting to feel more modded, which is strange with some of the things that they're bringing in, like the trial chambers. Now with this creaking thing, it seems more modded to me, more than whatnot. And it's definitely increasing, shall we say, adventure style elements into the game. But by doing that, though, they are bringing in that they're allowing the adventure element to influence things that help the builders, help the redstoners, etc. So I like where it's headed.
I do too.
What I would like to hear is what our listeners actually think about this drop and how will they do the end? I would love for them to give us some feedback on that, because I would love to hear it.
Right. We'd love to hear your theories. Put on your theory hats, your conspiracy theory hats, or whatever, and let us know let us know your thoughts about what you think is next. It's gonna come up faster than we think. This year is almost over, and soon we'll start seeing. I don't know. It may be another shorter Minecraft Live. I'm almost betting, if I were a betting man, I almost bet it would be in conjunction with the release of the Minecraft movie, that they may start gearing up for what's next in Minecraft around that time.
Speaking of the Minecraft movie, it's gonna be a hit.
Oh yeah,
That's my prediction. It is gonna be a hit.
Yeah, let me know what you think of our theories, our thoughts. I know the bearded bard, my son Josh, his was kind of out there.
I
That's
loved
beside the
it.
point.
I loved his theory. It will never happen in 1,000 years. It was great.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be a big part of the movie, is little nods, little Easter eggs, little things that's only Minecraft players know, nestled within the story of the movie. So yeah, I think it'll be a good time. Plan on seeing it in the theaters with my son Josh. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yes. Would you like to tell the folks listening how they can give us their feedback?
Yes, please send in that feedback on this episode or other episodes on the Discord, the Interim's Discord. You can do it on, just send a private message there at the email at minecraftlabpodcast@gmail.com. We're still over there on X at MC Lab _ podcast, and I always get that wrong. But anyway, we are also over on Blue Sky now. Just search us there. And if you have any problem finding any of these things or finding us on the different social media, the best place to find all the links to the podcasts, to the different socials, to the individual people here on Interrealms, such as Troj and myself, and our Twitch links, interrealmssmp.com. That's the place where you can find everything.
It's hip. It's happening. It's the place to be.
Yes.
And also, I just want to give a big, massive thanks to Miner and for the Bearded Bard last week. I was indisposed with some family things. So, yeah, thank you for stepping up and doing the editing. I think that's the first episode I've not been a part of in almost 3 years. So, it was a bit sad for me, but that is life. So, yeah, thank you for stepping up with that. Do appreciate it.